Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the channel if you're new. If you're coming back, thank you. So this is going to be one of the money saving tips videos. And we are going to talk about sunscreens. We're going to talk about a couple other things too. I have no plan. I don't know what we're going to talk about yet because we're just kind of going with this. And we'll see where we end up. But it's going to be money saving tips. I know that. I'm going off the screen here. And we're going to talk about the best and safest sunscreens. Now, this could be a little late for most of us because summer's like near an end now. We should have did this in May. My bad. All right, let's see what we got. This is by Consumer Reports. And it looks like they're promoting Trader Joe's spray as the best because it's the price is pretty good and overall score. So let's look at this. Equate from Walmart. Now, if you're overseas or another country, I have no idea what y'all use, what company. Now, Equate is from Walmart, $5.68 score, so that's pretty good. There's some other ones. La Roche, oh my gosh, that's a higher end brand. It got a really good rating, but they are ridiculously overpriced. But if you got the money to spend $37 on this, it's 5 ounces, which is not too bad. Maybe just use a little bit of it. If you use sunscreen every single day, I don't know if I would. But this is 60, SPF 60, which is pretty high. Okay, this is $16. I got a $67 score. And of course we got Alba Botanic Hawaiian sunscreen, which is $9.50. That's pretty good. $9.50, and I don't know how much is in there. All right. Raising a lot of news recently about sunscreens. Last summer, which is 2021, I've got to go shut this window for a second. I got a noisy neighbor here making a lot of noise. Okay, so I think my next home I'm going to have like a whole studio set up with noise resistance in it because I'm near a window, so anytime anybody makes any noise, walks by, does anything, I gotta pause. So anyway, last year in 2021, a lot of sunscreens were recalled after benzene, known as carcinogen, was detected in them, and other research has shown some sunscreen ingredients can seep through your skin and the bloodstream. So the FDA asked manufacturers for more data on their safety, and Hawaii is banning certain ingredients because of concerns that they can harm the ocean reefs. So I didn't really know all this, so that's pretty interesting. The short answer is absolutely. These raise concerns, but in addition to these are smart choices that you ensure that your sunscreens you choose for your family are safe and effective. So we're going to go through some of the sunscreens, why some sunscreens are safer than others. The FDA published 6 common chemical ingredients do indeed get into your bloodstreams, and I can't even pronounce these things. So you can look on the screen here, or you can Google any of these. Look here, all of these chemical ingredients can go into your bloodstream. So you need to make sure none of these are in there. And is there benzene in your sunscreen? So you want to make sure there's no benzene because that's, I guess, apparently the most popular. Benzene levels in consumer products should be less than 2 parts per million ppm, and frequent exposures to amounts above that could increase your risk of leukemia. So if you can find anything that doesn't have that at all in it, that would be even better. All right, so a small Connecticut lab called Valisure announced it found benzene, a known carcinogen, and Neutrogena spray sunscreens. The findings prompted Johnson & Johnson, which makes that sunscreen, to recall their products. To this date, at least 15 brands have been affected with more than 25 million products because of that contamination. And that includes aerosol sunscreens from Aveeno, Coppertone, Old Spice, Secret, shampoo, sprays, conditioners. all of them to look in all and make sure that benzene is not in these aerosol products. Basically, I think a lot of people are trying to kill us here in the US with all these chemicals and these products that they're putting in everything. It's between the food and now other things that we put on our bodies. You got to be just like really vigilant. And this is a money saving channel, okay? It's not really meant to be a health channel, um but it's looking that way on this particular video. So anyway, we're trying to work on saving money, and you want to try and not opt for a mineral. Why not opt for a mineral sunscreen instead? I mean, this is not a dermatologist video, but so one reason you don't go for minerals is they create. It takes a lot of titanium or zinc to handle SFP. They wipe off more easily than chemical sunscreens. How to read the labels. All right. Minerals. These sunscreens have titanium dioxide, zinc oxide, or both. They are unlike chemical active, and they don't absorb in the blood, but they tend to be less effective. So, dermatologists tested it. This isn't a regulated term, at least not in the U.S. If you see dermatology tested, sometimes they just put that on there. It doesn't really mean anything. Reef safe. It protects the ocean for babies. The FDA doesn't make a distinction between sunscreens for babies or children. They all contain the same ingredients. The sunscreen will remain effective for the time stated, but you will still need to reapply once you get out of the water. No oxybenzone. This chemical UV filter is often flagged as potentially harmful to ocean life. Okay? All right, so look for those tricky things. Spray or lotion work better? Used correctly, both can do a good job. So let's look at the ratings. Don't get burned. All the sunscreens listed below have stated an SPF of at least 30, the minimum recommended. All have a water resistance claim of 80 minutes, unless otherwise noted. So let's look at the ratings by Consumer Reports. Now it looks like the higher ones that are rated are also pretty pricey. Not all of them, but they already told you Equate from Walmart is pretty good. It's only $5. I think they listed in the beginning of this video. I showed you like some of the best ones. Now they're saying lotions with chemical active ingredients. But you need to look at how much chemical ingredients are in these. I'm not going to go through all these. I'm going to leave them on the screen for you. You can take a screenshot on your phone and review them however you want to review them. If you want to do some more reviews and research on these individually, you can. But you can see that the prices are pretty varied. And the ones that got the best scores at the top are not all super expensive. The ones at Walmart are not that bad. Sprays with chemical. But okay, we got lotions with chemicals, and then we got sprays with chemicals. So Trader Joe's is pretty up there, and I'm guessing that the chemicals are okay if they're giving them a high plug, right? Because all of these they gave a high plug. Trader Joe's, Alba, and Sunbum. And Trader Joe's is pretty good on the price too. La Roche is usually pretty good, but they are some of the higher end, more expensive ones. These are the ratings. The darker green is the best, of course, so Trader Joe's got that. All right, let's go with sprays continued with active ingredients. And then we got with mineral active. These don't have any chemicals in them, but again, the quality, they might not last as long. I guess that's why the ratings are a little lower. I'm leaving this on the screen for you so you can take a picture, review it, and research it on your own if you're interested. If you're staying with me this long, then you must be interested. It must concern you. You go to the beach a lot. You live near the water and go to the beach. Then this would be interesting. You got a family. You put this stuff all over your children. You want to live to see your grandchildren. Might be interesting. All right, let's look at how they tested this stuff, okay? So, Consumer Reports uses methods patterned after the Food and Drug Administration for sunscreen. They test each product to determine the SPF, how it provides a measure of how well it fits, filters the UVA rays. They apply it to volunteer skin, ask them to soak in a tub of water, expose them to different intensities of light. A day later, a trained technician analyzes the exposed areas for redness. They test the product's protection against the UVA rays. They apply it to plastic plates, shining UV on them. They measure how much these UVA and UVB rays absorb. So this is how they're getting their scores. So if they tested 85% above, then they got the darkest green. Okay, and they were also water resistant for 40 minutes. All right, so anyway, we'll do a road report on one of my next videos on money saving reports. This was my sunscreen video. I appreciate everybody staying this long.